guys, we are looking at a train. Ooh. Be a straight AC. I think a lot of the houses out here have furnaces, but I've got the disconnect out right now. I went ahead and turned that off, set the thermostat to cooling for the delay. But it says intermittent. It'll cool for half a day and then quit for like 2 days. So maybe we got a weak capacitor or issue with the drain line. I don't know. I hadn't been in the attic yet. Let's start out here and see in this door. What in the world? This thing's been bent or something. The top of it over on the other side is bent. So the contactor is not pulled in yet. And I think we still may be waiting on the 5-minute delay. It's only been like 2 minutes or 3 minutes since I walked around here. But disconnect is out. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some gauges on it while I'm waiting for the contactor to close. And if it is not closed by the time I get gauges on it, oh, it just closed. Okay. I was thinking if it hadn't closed by the time I get gauges on it, then it's a float switch, but the float switch should be wired in around here. We wire it to the thermostat, so if a float switch trips, the thermostat will go blank. No batteries in it. And she said the thermostat has not been blank, but the blower works. But it just doesn't cool. So it could be a weak capacitor. I'm going to check that. It's not bubbled or popped. But I'm going to check that before I put the disconnect in. Just out of curiosity. See what kind of standing pressure we have on this thing real quick. And we'll take it one step at a time. Figure it out. We've had 5 straight days of 100+ degree temperatures. This is Monday after the holiday weekend. I was on vacation all week last week. So standing pressure in this thing's 225. So I know it's not a pressure switch problem. Now we'll get the thing running at some point hopefully and actually see what the pressures really are. But yeah, the on-call guys busted their butts over the weekend. I mean, they all ran about 7-8 calls apiece between the two of them. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So they kind of missed out on their holiday. But like I said, I was on vacation all week last week, so I'm just getting back mentally into it a little bit. So let's check the capacitor real quick and see what we've got going on with that. And see if my original suspicions might be somewhat accurate. I don't know. In my age, you go 9 straight days without working. It takes you a little while to get back, or a little while to even want to get back into it, to tell you the truth. I mean, it was nice not to have to work during that heat wave. But then again, when it's also that hot, you don't want to get out and do anything either with your time off. I mean, I did a few things, but at least I had the option to decide, hell, it's too damn hot. I'm going back in the house. I'm going back home. Alright, so we are at 45 right there on our capacitor. So unless the fan side of it's bad and the fan motor's been overheating. No, that's reading 5. Alright, so the capacitor's good, so we'll get it turned back on and see where it leads us. Alright, so we got the gauges on there and we'll get the disconnect back in. and see what happens. Check my amp draw on the fan. And if that fan overheats after a while, maybe 0.6 on that. She started right up. Let these pressures stabilize, and then we'll go up in the attic. Uh-oh, hold on. Suction pressure. Let me give that a minute or two and see if it rebounds. I don't want to jump to a conclusion yet. It's 78 degrees in there right now. So let me watch that for a few minutes and see where that leads us. Alright guys, we've been on for about 15 minutes and we're running a 101 and a 300, 48 superheat, 0 subcooling, so we are low on charge, and she's probably just been freezing up in this hot weather. This thing trying to stay on so much, and damn, that's the last thing I want to do. Evaporator coil's in a real hot attic right now, and I guess I'm gonna be up there looking for a leak. Sure wish I was back at home, stretched out on the couch in the air conditioning. But let's see what we can figure out. Alright, so we're up in the attic, and it's not horrible. It's a pull down into a garage right there. So there's a little bit of a breeze coming up through here, which makes it a little bit nicer. When I pull this door off, that air handler is going to pull some air by here. If it was a furnace with a case coil, I'd take the door off the coil and sit in front of it, and the air in the house will blow on you, cool you down a little bit. But this is a negative air handler, so when I open this door up, it's going to pull air from down there in here, but it's cooler than it is up here, so it'll do a little bit of evaporative cooling. But this is not a system we installed, by the way. It is a train, but it was installed by someone else. New construction. Unit's 3 years old. So let me get the door off and we'll see what we got. Alright, another design flaw on these new train air handlers. They put out this little cutout on the corner where the refrigerant lines go, and they put the door around it so you can pull it off, but they don't do the same thing with the damn drain lines. And then they put a screw down there, but you can't get the door all the way off without disconnecting all this mess. So you got to pull it open from the top and get you some light. So anyway, I'm not taking the drain line apart, and I'm not going to get a leak detector because I don't need one. This drain pan is slap full of oil, so I know my coil is leaking. It's aluminum and it's a train, so the betting odds for me winning on that bet would be pretty daggum good. So, and look at this. Look at this. Now I know the company that installed this system. They are not the smartest people. We'll just leave it at that. We run a lot of their crap, and they put in trains, and we go back and fix a lot of them. But look, the coil's not in there straight. That coil is supposed to be back in here, up, flush, locked in. There's my bracket right there. You gotta love some of these companies that do some shit like this. So the bottom of the coil is sitting almost in the pan, so she's not even getting all the airflow through the whole coil. So we got a leaking coil and we got a jack leg install from the Comfort Air people. CCA is what they call them around here. Won't tell you the whole name, but this is pretty typical of their work. And they put a lot of units in this subdivision, so we'll leave it at that. We'll get it installed right. I'm gonna have to quote the coil. It's under warranty, should be 3 years old, but that's gonna have to get pulled out to get that fixed anyway. So it is what it is. You find some stuff out here, that's for sure. Anyway, all right guys, appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.